Hello everybody, Andrew Hutchins here, still not a licensed physician, still never giving medical advice. And there's no time like the present, so of course instead of studying, I'm making a YouTube video. Shouldn't be studying, but I'll do that soon. So the other day, because I'm the most enthusiastic student there is, I had 2 ECGs done because I was the volunteer in both classes where we did ECG, I was starting to say it in Russian, EKG or ECG, same thing, different ways depending on if you want to spell cardiogram with a C or with a K. Here is one of them right here. You can see this really crazy, numbers aren't too crazy because that's universal. You can see very strange writing on here. Well, maybe not over there. Strange writing. Alien letters. Actually, it's just Russian. But yeah, here's one of my EKGs, ECGs. Oh, my name is even on the back of it. You're probably not going to read it, so I will set it down. Make sure that the surface is dry, because I do want to keep that nice. Not much of a surprise. I actually predicted this. It was told to me in a funny way. The first professor who told me, I've talked to multiple professors about my EKG results because it's something I don't have a lot of experience with. But yeah, I was surprised the very first professor, not the first one who told me something useful, but the very first professor, I expected something would be a little off, so I'm like, hey, does it look overall good, overall bad, anything you can... It's like, as a rule, I don't tell students about their EKGs. Thanks, dude, so even if I have, I'm having a heart attack pretty much while you're doing it, you're just not going to tell me. Like, I can have serious heart issue, and you're just going to... That's irresponsible. But of course, it's irresponsible to tell you, because then you... No, it's irresponsible if someone has heart issues not to tell them. I'm not concerned with my heart issues. Spoiler, I do have some minor heart issues. It was funny how the second professor told me about it. He told me I should avoid strenuous exercise, not do it. I'm like, well, I do that almost every day. And he told me, well, you can have a heart attack if you do that. You should really not do that. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going to stop working out. You may go, what? Are you crazy? Do you have a death wish? No, it's just that I'm alive. I'm pretty healthy. I don't really care that much what that says. I already knew I had some heart issues because I've actually had some trauma to my heart. And besides that, I lift very heavy weights. Very heavy weights leads to left ventricular hypertrophy. And guess what? According to the EKG, I have some left ventricular hypertrophy. And possible ischemia due to that. Lack of blood in the heart, not the greatest. So yeah. Professor told me don't exercise, you could have a heart attack, you should go to a specialist. I'll probably will, because it's not that expensive here, and do more. I've had EKGs done years ago. I don't remember the last time I got one done. It used to always be told everything's good, but now there is some minor left ventricular hypertrophy. Who knows, maybe it was seen before, but they just were like, he's an athlete, there's gonna be left ventricular hypertrophy, everything's normal. Yeah, it's extremely normal if you're an athlete to have depressed heart rate and left ventricular hypertrophy. And I talked to another professor, also said some stuff. Talked to another professor who also said the same stuff, but then said, you're an athlete, every athlete I see has similar. I'm sure not everyone, but like, yeah, a lot, and that's what the professor said. Heart rate was good, despite being stressed, 56 beats per minute, I think, on that one, maybe. And no, I don't feel like counting the squares right now. I'm just gonna read it. 56 beats per minute. Despite being a little stressed out and lack of sleep and stuff. But also, when I gained like 4 kilos in about 10 days, and I could like really feel my heart working harder and like getting out of breath more, because I had a bodybuilding competition and I gained weight a little more than I should have afterwards. 4 kilos, that's like 10 pounds, 9 pounds. So yeah, when I go to bed at night, I actually feel my heart straining a bit. And as I mentioned, I have actually had trauma to my heart. And I don't know if it's from the particular trauma I'm thinking of or other trauma. Well, I guess I've had multiple traumas to my heart. But I actually do feel chest stuff every day pretty much. I mean, pretty much every day. Like, not every day. It's hard for me to think about when I do and don't. Like, it's just very often. Maybe if I'm in the summertime, no school or anything, very relaxed, getting lots of sleep, maybe I don't feel it. I'm not sure. I don't pay that much attention because I'm used to it. But when it like gets stronger, then I'm like, I need to sleep more. That's usually a good thing for it. So yeah, bodybuilding can lead to left ventricular hypertrophy even if you don't use steroids. You don't believe me? Look at some medical studies. It's extremely well documented. But when you add in steroids, and especially if you add in HGH on top of the steroids, you really bring up the left ventricular hypertrophy. Like, weightlifting alone is bad. You don't want to toss that other stuff into the mix. My blood pressure is good. Before the bodybuilding competition, it got all the way up to 120/80. I was like, well, that's kind of high. I was concerned with that, but also my pulse rate when the doctor measured it, I think was like 70 something. So yeah, it was high. I was taking some stimulants, but yeah, still kind of high for me. Now it got back down to like 55 beats per minute, and today, I think it was 100/60, which sounds low, because like typical for me used to be like 110/55 when I was good and relaxed. But today, I actually did not take my own blood pressure. Someone else took my blood pressure, so who knows if they were right. Well, actually, it was the professor, so still, who knows if she was right. But she said it was like 100/60. That's pretty good. You don't want too low of blood pressure. Yeah, I'm not really concerned with this. I need to get to study. I don't like feeling the feeling in my chest. I don't like that I should actually stay up tonight and study. But I should. And then tomorrow I will sleep. Like, you gotta be careful. You can't put things off too long, but like one night without the best sleep. I mean, I haven't had much good sleep recently, but one more night. I know I'm not too exhausted or anything. I'll be fine. But you really need to always put your health first. Like, a lot of students, they pull all-nighters all the time. They get very little sleep, very little exercise. It's, you never know. One day you might just drop dead. But even if you don't, you could get health issues. You could drop dead 5 years from now, drop dead 10 years from now. Hey, I might drop dead 5 or 10 years from tomorrow. Who knows? But at least I do what I can to lengthen it. So check out my Instagram, natural_true_fitness. Check out my other videos. Check out my website, andrewhutchings.org, where you can hire me for consultations on like health, fitness, not medical advice, just medical information. The difference is I don't tell you to do it, it's just information. I have a book on tendinitis. Go on Amazon, type in A Systematic Guide to Defeating Tendinitis. Hit search. If you don't see it with like a cover that says Andrew Hutchings, then type in Andrew Hutchings, or you can do that to begin with. Click on the fastest shipping. In case you can't notice, I am actually like, kind of out of breath even talking to you from this weight gain. Well, it's happened as I gained the weight, so it's probably from the weight gain, but you never know, maybe it's from less sleep, probably from the weight gain. Please like and subscribe.